Okay, so Glasses Malone puts out a tweet. He says, let's be honest, GNX is better than Good Kid, Mad City. And he said GNX is the West Coast Thriller. So let's dive right into that. Is GNX better than Good Kid, Mad City?
No. Good Kid, Mad City was the whole art, the way he broke it down, told the story of his life, showed everything else. That was Kendrick, raw Kendrick. Like ain't nothing fucking with that. Good Kid, Mad City is the classic album for Kendrick. Like GNX is a great album, but it's not fucking with Good Kid, Mad City. I don't give a fuck.
But this is what I be saying about LA, like, and what they like. People only like GNX so much because it's a great album. Don't get me wrong, but because it sounds so like the city to me. People like Good Kid, Mad City as well, but I think the reason why people are saying that is because you got songs like Peekaboo with AZ Chai, you got Young Threat on there, you got Lefty doing his thing, you got these LA sounds, Mustard beats. That's what we like to hear out here. He talking that, certain lingo on there that's from the city. So I think that's why people are feeling that it's better than Good Kid, Mad City, and then all of the publicity around it. When Good Kid, Mad City dropped, though, each song to me was a classic.
Facts,
for sure.
Just the way he set it up.
Even down to the artwork. It was crazy. It was very different for the time as well. And it's a timeless album. So to compare it to GNX, I just don't think there's no comparison.
Good Kid, Mad City was down there like a movie. Like the way he played it, every song went into the next song. Like if every track you followed, it led up to what was going on through his life. Like
it was a narration.
Exactly.
See, I believe Glasses. He was trying to go viral. He had to just be trying to go viral. There's no comparison. GNX is cool, but there's some tracks you can skip on that. Good Kid, Mad City, you can put on from song number 1, play all the way through. Not only are all the songs fire and classic, even the interludes are classic.
Yeah,
because albums don't even have interludes anymore. If you think of any classic album, they always had a few interludes that meant something. So for Kendrick to bring that aspect back to an album that's so underrated, it's classic. That's his Get Rich or Die Trying. Mm-hmm. That's his Reasonable Doubt. That's his Doggy Style. Like, that was his album that cemented him like, no, this is a classic.
Come on,
GNX,
man.
I don't see as a classic. GNX is more like a mixtape to me. It's a hot mixtape that heated the streets up. It was the perfect storm. You had the beef with Drake that really amplified it. And at a time where Kendrick was being criticized for not being West Coast enough, it's like, oh, I ain't West Coast enough? Hey, Mustard, and every song was West Coast. So
I think
he really fed the people.
That was more of a turn-up album. But even when you got to think of Money Trees, the art of peer pressure, come on,
Backstreet Freestyle,
exactly. That shit was way different, man. What he say? Put on that beat CD, nigga, on the set, like, nigga. That's real classic shit. You know, if you was young, nigga, everybody used to. Well, I did, nigga. We used to go to parties.
Where your grandmama stay?
Yeah, but not even just bumping that, but nigga, be in the back, put the beat CD on, nigga. We be rapping, freestyling, niggas loaded and rapping, and like that was like real. That was still West Coast to me. I don't care what nobody else say. That was still West Coast shit to me.
That was the culture, for real.
It's different.
He put the gangbang aspect in there. Then he put the being a non-affiliate and getting pressed by niggas. Like, where you live at?
He made it so artistic.
Then he said I'm on shit, but said when I'm with the homies. Like, nigga. And Cub gave every perspective from first person to second person to third person. Like, Good Kid, Mad City is just a classic. That motherfucker was like number 1 for weeks,
a minute.
nigga. Yeah, for months, damn near.
You could go play it right now too on a long ride, and it really hit the same. As
I
it
still
did.
slap it. Yeah, that motherfucker slap. Like, that's gonna outlast GNX for sure.
And GNX is cool, but songs like Dodger Blue, certain songs I already stopped listening to.
Right.
Whereas in like Good Kid, Mad City,
except for shit like Reincarnated, them type of songs is like,
exactly.
Okay, them
that's the song I stopped listening to. I like Dodger Blue.
Nah, I know what you saying.
Dodger Blue cool, but I think I just played the shit out.
Dodger Blue grew on me because Wally the Sensei, he killed that hook. But really just think about Good Kid, Mad City. Sing About Me. How deep that song is.
Facts.
When you're in,
even the way at the end with the nigga get the shots.
Exactly, man. It was like a movie.
And that was his boy that wanted to, you know what I mean, see him on like that. That was deep.
For us too, it's nostalgic for me. I remember walking around school, like playing that in the headphones, to the gym, playing that at, hooping, playing it. So it reminds me of a soundtrack to life almost. You know what I mean? Growing up, listening to that album with all the homies and just really enjoying it.
Even being from the West Coast,
memories
knowing like if you thugging or doing anything in the streets, and he didn't have to even put it the way in the street standpoint, but he gave you a perspective of, like you said, of being a non-gang member, but being active with gang members. It's like, being around that environment, it was just
Some
like
shit could go
he
down.
put you there. Now you knew exactly what he meant when he was talking about something, or he spoke from a perspective that he lived what he was talking.
See, that's why 4Extra said ain't no non-affiliates, nigga. Don't you be with them niggas? Where you stay?
He from over there,
Hold on,
nigga.
I thought you didn't know them niggas.
Nah,
Nigga,
for
take
sure.
your ass to the back, nigga.
GNX was just Kendrick showing like, if I wanted to, I could. That's what to me what it was. Like, look, man, I could be West Coast if I want to, but I'm trying to show and be more than what our bubble is. That's what it was to me.
It's possible, like pleasing the people.
Yeah.
Like, but even to an extent, it's like he done everything. You know what I'm saying? So,
I think GNX was too easy for him. That's more like, this what y'all want? This is nothing for me.
He had to dumb it down for people.
You know what, too, though?
Because he went so deep in a lot of his music, from To
Pimp a Butterfly,
yeah,
Meet
exactly.
Mr.
Like,
Morale.
yeah.
You know what, too, though? I think that he actually he likes music like that, though. He is still from Los Angeles, and so he likes Draco. He like Nip and, other artists that are on SoundCloud. So I feel like he was just like, fuck it. This is the best time for me to do some LA shit. He probably really did want to do it because he does like that type of music. He just doesn't necessarily always make it.
But Kendrick is a real MC. You can't put him in a box because you can play something and say they put him as a certain type of artist, but he's done every type of music already. Like, there's nothing that Kendrick needs to prove or needs to be done. So he can do anything right now if he wants
Kid, Mad City was at a time where people weren't making good albums. That was like a body of work.
Classic.
It was like a masterpiece. It was how the golden era artists used to structure their albums. Like, this was an album that was structured. This is what y'all forgetting. It's not just songs thrown together and, oh man, let me put
Every
as much
song
hit
lead
songs.
up to the next song.
Let me put as much hit songs as I can on the beat. No, it was structured. It told a story from beginning to end, from A to Z. It took you on an emotional ride. It went up. You had some turn up. You had some romance. You had some sad shit. Like, it was like growing up on the West Coast.
And
let's be honest. How many of y'all favorite rappers got classic albums? It's not a lot of rappers that we can say got really classic albums. And they gonna hate me for this. Like, even if we bring up Wayne, what was his classic album? What do y'all consider his classic?
Let me think about
like
this.
Like an Illmatic, or you know what I'm saying? If
one of the Carters for sure.
Because people gonna say
maybe Carter 2.
Maybe Carter 2. Because a lot of people gonna say Carter 3, but I feel like Carter 2 was better.
No,
than
Carter 2
3.
had the mob on there. That was, I believe that was his classic. Carter 1 was a banger. Don't get me wrong. That's what really got me on the Wayne was Carter 1, because I had a homie who used to have the Squad Up mixtapes. But I was like, I don't want to hear that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Once I heard Carter 1, I went back and started listening to
Do we
Squad
ever
Up
put
shit.
those in the category as Illmatic, like a Get Rich or Die Trying?
No, it doesn't get listed as that.
And then you gotta think about
but those are classic
It don't
albums.
get listed like Doggy Style or none of that.
That's what I mean. So is it really a classic?
It's his classic.
It's his classic,
Yeah, okay.
which counts for something.
So every rapper got a classic?
No, every rapper don't got a classic.
They got an album that's like
everybody
you enjoy
having
a
a
lot.
ring. We call Good Kid, Mad City is a classic album. I call Illmatic a classic album. Even Stillmatic to me is a classic album.
Stillmatic's classic.
You know what I'm saying?
And
so
you look at
we
Kendrick
look at
shit.
classic albums. To me, I look at that like an NBA championship. If you got a classic album, you got a ring. Like,
You look at Kendrick shit too, like Overly Dedicated, Section 80. This is like his sound was literally elevating like year after year. This shit was dropping 2010, 2011, 2012, and it was becoming more refined and mainstream while still being raw and uncut. The shit was crazy because I remember listening to Section 80 and being like, okay, this is a jump up from Overly Dedicated. Like, you could tell the production's better. He's becoming more, like, he's learning how to make songs sound better as well. Because a lot of his shit in the beginning, while it was good, it wasn't always something that you could play just in the car. Other people would jump onto it. Section 80 dropped. It was like, okay, he's learning how to make shit sound better. Good Kid, Mad City, bro.
See, I heard Section 80 after I heard Good Kid, Mad City. I wasn't up on the Section 80 Kendrick. Once Good Kid, Mad City dropped, I went back. I'm like, oh, this high power.
I ain't gonna lie. When
and
Kendrick,
that's where he was really talking
Kendrick,
that shit in Section 80.
I think like, I want to say like 2008 or 2009. I remember Kendrick killed that, was that New York beat? That Alicia Keys or something? He went crazy. He did the Hub and the Dub song. And I'm like, oh yeah, cuffing to take off. But even when I think about it, what's the last classic album y'all think was out? Like
Victory Lap.
That's what I was finna say. Besides Nipsey, like that was a classic body of work. I don't know really too many albums that was classic since then.
That's it. That's like I'm still playing that now.
crazy.
I don't even think
It ain't nothing.
GNX is a classic. GNX,
that's
I
what
would
I'm
say,
saying,
is a banger. And like I said, it gives me mixtape vibes, not album vibes. But when you really go down, I don't think it's gonna be labeled in the same category as Good Kid, Mad City,
Nah,
To Pimp a
facts.
Butterfly, like none of that. It's gonna be like, okay, he dropped a banger for the West. So,
But this will
Glasses Malone, you went for a viral moment, bro.
Nah, you did. But even this,
You
is
got
off,
your moment though, because we talking.
even
So shout out
now for
Glasses.
sure. But off topic, I'm just thinking. I'm like, damn. When was the last time an artist dropped a classic album?
Then
like,
to compare it to Thriller was
Nip is-
nuts.
Yeah, come on.
To compare it to Thriller was nuts.
Thriller was
I'm
9 out of 9. Every track on that
This
motherfucker.
nigga's
I'm not
crazy.
even comparing that to Victory Lap.
Yeah.
Like Nip got damn near got the crown right now for the last classic album, and that's with all hip hop to me. I don't know nobody that dropped.
I don't know nobody who dropped the
anything.
album.
But what I will say is that to come off of a beef and to be able to drop that body of work and to have out of what 12 tracks, 10 hit like that,
Yeah.
that's some legendary shit.
Nah,
No, it is.
A lot of motherfuckers can't do that.
Kendrick on a different. That nigga's on a different stratosphere right now. Like lyrically, niggas can't fuck with Cuz. We know this.
We just waiting for the Super Bowl now. That's all we waiting for to see how he gonna
Yeah,
bring
that's
it
the
in.
icing on the cake.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all when them Eagles get that W, I don't want to hear nothing from nobody.
Eagle K.
Fuck the Chiefs, nigga. Chief killer, nigga. Eagles finna handle it.
Eagle K.
Yeah.
Hey, look, so